What is up, guys? Welcome to the newest video that I got here for you today. We're doing something that's a little bit more complicated, but we're going to try to keep it concise and good. We are going to talk to you about an advanced controller guide today. The one that you've all been waiting for, the one that all of you need. Send this to your friends so they can get better at smoking and get better at playing the controller agents, or maybe if they want to start playing them and they just don't know what they're doing. And I'm going to tell you what agents are for you, how to approach smoking and the mindset, and what you need to do to make sure you're maximizing your agent's power. So let's start into this right now. We're going to start with the first agent, my personal favorite, Astra. Astra is an incredible agent who has the ability to place stars all over the map and use your stars to either smoke and pull and stun and do different things, all with them to gain you space and to control your areas. She is great for complicated macro play, faking out that you're going B when in actuality your team is about to go push over onto A site, and outthinking and outbraining your opponent, and just being an overall mental player and being there not for the speed but being there for the intelligence of the character. The second agent we have to talk about here is the one who got me into playing controller to begin with. It is Omen, the spooky ghost boy, our outplay monster. Omen has the ability to throw his smokes, to teleport, and to blind his opponents. So, with that in mind, Omen is a great player for somebody who used to play duelists like I did and wants to transition into a more duelist-like role. It's a little less complicated than Astra, but still, if you want to be able to make some big brain things and smoke from across the map and fake things out and lurk, Omen has the ability to do those extra things and have mind games still, if you would like to, but at a less complicated level and requires less communication. He's just a more simplified version. But he is still very fun, very powerful, and the most played controller. So if you're looking to pick up a controller to get into the role, he might be the agent for you if you want to try something that's a little bit closer to a duelist role if you are a duelist player. Plus, also, you can fake a teleport, and as long as they don't hear this ghost leave, they don't hear when you return, so that's big brain stuff. Alright, and here is the third agent, the baseline least complicated controller you're ever gonna play, and it's Brimstone, the old dog, with his little iPad, dropping in his smokes from the sky with his crazy expensive Batman satellite. Brimstone is a very simple and easy controller to play, one-dimensional, powerful, long smokes, stim beacons for your team, Molotovs to clear sides and spaces out and to prevent pushes through your smokes. And his power comes from his ability to be simple and brute force. Out of every agent that comes to smoking, Brimstone is going to be able to take the most amount of space and execute harder than any other agent because he can drop multiple smokes at the same time and clear out huge amounts of areas while fighting with your team. So what he lacks in complicatedness, he makes up for in brute strength and power, and that's where he comes. And that's where his power lies. If you really would like to play Brimstone and you would like to get into the controller role, he is good if you are somebody who doesn't want to do anything insane or crazy and you just want to focus on the gunplay and playing with your team and being a good support agent while being able to still brute force where you need to be, as well as have that big insta-kill ultimate that clears out a majority of the site. Now, Viper is a different agent altogether. She is very strange, very difficult, but her ability to block off massive amounts of angles, all from a single ability, while it may be very and lacking in flexibility, her holding potential and her ability to prevent people from pushing because of the damage taken from her smokes makes her a threat unlike any other for taking space and preventing people from pushing you and holding space harder than any other agent with her mollies, her smokes, and then when you actually gain your sight and you gain your space and you pop your ultimate, no one is going to fight you, and they're just going to run away unless they're forced to, and they're going to have to dump a whole lot of resources to fight you. So you play Viper, if you are willing to take the time to learn her lineups and get the maximum potential out of her ability and learning to lob things into the air to get it done and do it for the maximum power, she will be worth it 100% if you want to put that time in. Alrighty, so here we're going to talk about the most simple and fundamental part of a smoker, your mentality. Your mentality is that you want to see where your team is going and to gain them space. So if my team wants to take mid, I'm going to block off the areas that are threatening to them. They would like to push in and take market. I'm going to shoot and drop a smoke here. That's going to prevent somebody from shooting them from the side while they move forward. And then block off another strong position, so that way my team can work forward, focus on up close and the area that they want to take, and not have to worry about as many things as they have to. There's way too many angles to cover, and your smokes are what let you move forward and take space in a much safer and much more efficient manner, while at least leaving maybe somebody to watch a smoke. And that makes you far more essential than any other agent. Is your smokes are what let you gain these positions without having to dump all of your utility just to gain a tiny area. And the second most important thing that comes to being a controller main is your map. If you are not using your map and having map awareness, then you're doing it wrong. When you're playing through this area and you're gonna take and you're up in market and you see your team is pushing up here and you know, oh, they're gonna start rotating over to A because A is cleared and you've lurked up here. Oh no. Well, at the very least, you can try to smoke off the powerful, dangerous positions that your team is going to fight and take. Your team has made it up into tree, and this is a dangerous position, and then heaven is still a dangerous position, and now they can make their way onto site in a lot safer way. You need to always be paying attention to where your team is going, asking them where they're going, and waiting and watching, so that way when they go to take a space, they have the appropriate smoke to take that space as safe as possible and to give them the advantage in the fight. Now, when you're attacking as a controller, your goal is to think about how you're going to gain power positions. So for example, if I'm going to take an attack a power position that I would like to have is tree control. So if I'm going to gain tree control, we have to work our smokes in a way that's going to get us tree control. Maybe we need to smoke early in mid so we can make our way through mid and maintain a safe flank as we move forward and clear out the areas and smoke out as we make our way and take this power position. And now that we have this power position and we have this threat, those who are trying to retake the site after we've planted the bomb are going to have to clear this dangerous area that has a million places for me to hide and kill you from while you try to get onto site. And if they all choose to funnel in through heaven, well, it's going to be a rough time for them to get out of here because they're going to have to try to jump out of this smoke and be shot in the air while they're jumping down. So you have to be mindful of the areas that the enemies are going to try to push and fight back, and you're going to block them to understand, based off of your experiences, where the powerful positions are on the map, and you want to gain control of them because you are the controller. You want to maintain power positions. And then also make sure that your smokes are there blocking off the danger zones like heavens and high grounds. Remember, like Obi-Wan taught us, the high ground is powerful. You want to smoke those places off so your team can get on the site and plant the bomb.
Planted. My ultimate is ready.
When you're on defense, there's something different that you have to learn. Defense is more of a case of listening and waiting and understanding that maybe your team wants to get aggressive and push out a main. So you're going to give them smokes that are going to help them take that space and have an advantage for taking a main. Maybe you give them a one-way like this, so that way the enemies who want to take this space are going to be seen but can't see. And that's a huge, powerful way to use your smokes. Or maybe you hear the enemy stomping, 5 people throwing flashes, trying to clear space, and they're rushing the site. If you throw a smoke on the main choke point or on their path to site, a place that you and multiple enemies can watch, when the enemy tries to push through this, well, they're peeking the whole site all at the same time. So they have to go heavy on the util. And if they have burned all their util early because you've been bleeding it out, or they just try to dry push through the site, it's going to have a rough time. And your smokes are going to delay the enemies because they know pushing those smokes is dangerous. And you're just going to buy time for rotates. So your job as the controller on defense is, oh, you heard them coming? Oh, they're coming A, they're coming A. Get over, rotate over, rotate over. Drop the smoke, hold the smoke, clear, take your power positions as a controller. Those are your best friend. And hold and wait for the enemies to push onto site. Maybe try to get a free kill. Maybe you just let them take the site. You live and survive because you need your smokes to re-smoke a main or to re-smoke any dangerous, scary areas that are long range and safe because the enemy can hide in a bunch of different places here in order to make it difficult for us to come in here and retake the site. You have to isolate, and your smokes are the best isolation tools in the game. You need to do it properly. Now, the final point that I want to talk to you about is how to determine where a power position is and where your smokes need to be. So the way you determine this is by examining the map and looking at what positions are A, complicated, and B, safe. So, for example, if I'm going to push in here into tree, I have to check a clear here. I have to clear close left, close right, this corner, and back here. That's a lot of things to clear to gain this power position, which we know is a good place to be because a lot of players default here. It's a powerful area that has a long sight line into here and has cover. So in order to gain this power position, we need to try to figure out where the scariest areas are. Well, we know in this area there is a lot of little places that people can hide and peek from. So in order to take this space, we're going to have to throw a smoke in that area that's really dangerous. And this is going to make it so we can clear this without being shot from 3 angles. We can expose our back a little bit to clear these corners and take our time to clear everything out more efficiently and use our utility more efficiently to make sure that we guarantee that space. Without that smoke, this would have been a lot harder because they could have waited and cleared and shot us in the side and in the back from sitting back here in a safe position. So you want to be aware of where the enemy feels safe and where they feel like they can cheeky shoot you in the back and destroy you. And another thing to understand about controllers is understanding how much space you're given at the beginning. I know that the barrier is going to always drop like right here. The barrier is dropping across here. So if the barrier is dropping here, I know how much space I can gain early. That one way I showed you earlier, if I drop that one way, I know it's going to show up before the enemy peaks, and then I will be able to hold this and take this position based off of what I understand is how much space I'm given and how much space the enemy is given at the start of the round. As long as you are aware of what your team wants to do, how much space you are freely given, and how much space you want to take, you will do wonders. As a controller, you will succeed and you will be incredibly powerful and an insurmountable force and a powerful ally. And that's really it. If you want to be a controller, I know it sounds kind of daunting, but trust me, as somebody who was a Jet main and a Phoenix main, a controller is not hard to play. It just takes a little bit more thought and it is a little bit less one-dimensional. You just need to think a little bit more about your minimap, take a little bit extra time, and you will do fantastic. Thanks for watching. Drop a sub and a like, and tell me, what controller do you like to play? Do you like Omen? Are you an ex-Duelist player? Or maybe you don't play controllers at all and you want to give Astra a try, but she seems scary and confusing. Well, maybe you should go check out my Astra guides because I try to make her as simple as possible and to help you understand how to play her. Come on over to twitch.tv/Kanoodle, where I'm streaming, scrimming, and doing tournaments and trying to improve as a player and do my best. And come join our Discord community and make some friends. Have a good one, guys. Thanks for dropping by, and I appreciate you coming here and watching my videos. Peace out.